Hello, Szewczaks. It's me, Maja Szewczak. And welcome to monthly Dollhouse Lifehacks. Decided to make Dollhouse Lifehacks from now on a monthly thing that will come every month on the first day of the month. We're in January right now, so let's get on with the episode. I have been working on this unicorn bead box that I'm turning into a treehouse, a Lycheemallow treehouse. So the first life hack we're going to do is some picture cupboards. So I already was drawing a picture of the treehouse, painted it, and I'm putting it together. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to do a mirrored version of that. So let me just do this before starting the artwork. This will get the plastic encasing of the artwork that you're going to do. And another thing to consider is I'm going to fit it in here. So with this one, then I cut out a piece of paper and we're going to draw something on the piece of paper. So let's draw something on the piece of paper. I think we're going to draw the roof. The treehouse, the front of it is there. Let's draw the back of it. Because that's the mirrored side of this one, I've decided to do the back of the treehouse. Like, make it look like a painting inside. The ceramic looking piece of paper and plastic, because that's the look I'm going for. So that's why I'm doing it. Let's add some green gel pen for the grass. Let's add red spots on the leaves, just like the tree house is going to have. Draw on some branches. You can draw anything. And this life hack will work, but that's what I've chosen to draw for mine. Although this is a tutorial, that's what I've chosen to draw. Okay, now let's insert it by gluing it onto a piece of plastic to give it the glossy effect. Because after all, were encasing the artwork into the cupboard. And now we're going to let it dry. Okay. There's some glue. I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to, considering the rose gold effects that the other one has, I'm also choosing to do a rose gold frame and detailing that looks ceramic-like, because that was the time I was really into making cupboards look a little bit ceramic-like, not fully, but look like ceramics, although they're not. Okay, that needs to dry. After it dried, some of the detailing has faded, but I can always fix that with beads. At least the dots that were meant to be on the leaves. That can fix the problem that glue causes the artwork detailing to fade. If that happens, that's the solution you should try to be creative with. And for these types of things, I would recommend you using colored ball pens because they don't fade as much. I've only used the black one. Don't really recommend using watercolor markers, which was the case. So I recommend ball pens for that type of illustration. But depends on what effect you want. You could do watercolor markers for the background, but I recommend ball pens for the detailing. So once that is done, for this one I kept it. Okay, anyways, what I was going to say, I have pierced the plastic, but this is very, very sharp and I don't feel comfortable showing it on camera. But it makes it hold stronger, so that's why I do it. A strong needle and some of these tools. And it's good to have a support fabric so it can hold even better. And I don't recommend the child doing that. I strongly advise parents to just do it for their kids and not the children doing it, just the parents, because it's very sharp and requires lots of strength in order to be done, and there's some risks associated with that, so do be cautious of that. But it has to be done if I want to make it hold really strong. You could use glue as an alternative, but I prefer to stitch it on because of the strength aspect of how it's going to hold together, as well as the durability aspect of it. Time to install that in while I stitched it on, I'm left with this gap in the artwork, and the beads hadn't dried. I just did that while it was drying, but it's fine. However, that brown bit that needs to be retouched, you can just simply fix it with a marker. I did create a dark brown outline, but yet the translucent thing can look still very interesting like this. However, what I'm going to bring out is I'm going to add glitter to it. Add it in, I'm going to make it more brown. Now that's intentional looking now. Now it looks like that accident looked intentional, although it wasn't. If the paper was stirring, it is a thing that happens, but if that happens, I find ways to make it intentional. Like seem intentional, although it's not. Once the cupboard is done, let's do the curtains. But first, I'm going to stitch that onto this. I have applied fabric to make that easier for me. Okay, now we're going to stitch it on to make it hold on better before starting with the curtains. Their thread is ready for sewing, and now let's do it. Okay, now we're going to close the stitching. And now we're going to make the curtains. I'm going to use some of this yellow fabric. It will be just ruffling it up around the wire. And doing some stitches. There's a brighter yellow side. I'm going to make it pastel yellow, as pastel as possible. So this is the side that will be showing. I started with a stitch here. Now I'm going to do a stitch around here, so I could easily insert it into the wire. I insert it in a pencil, and that was a straight stitch. That's how it looks in the back. I want it to be removable from the pencil, not from the wire, but from the pencil. I I'm considering that this fabric isn't stretchy, so there's some things to consider if you're choosing your fabrics for your curtains. I'm going to do more on that side, so that's why I chose the rough side to show. There was a lot of flipping over to achieve this effect. However, it would work better if I stitch it here. Like stitch the wire that's holding the curtain. Ta-da! You can also move the curtain around. Like this. Because it's on the wire, I can pose it. But what's this? I'm going to just stitch on some lace to make that not visible anymore. Curtain done. And once you've done the curtain, I'm going to use the same ribbon that I've used for the ruffle to tie a knot, just like a loose knot to make it like curtain holding a shape. Just like that. That's what the curtain is looking like. I didn't want to tie the knot too tight because I want it to be easily removable with the ribbon, so I could hide the curtain with the curtain or have the curtain scrunched up as much as you like. So that's why. Time for another life hack. Time for another life hack. We're going to make a sofa. Let's start with this piece of plastic. But first I have to get it to fit inside this, so there's some cutting the plastic to do. Okay, that should be good enough to insert. However, how will I insert it? We're going to stitch it on with a strong needle. Stitched on. Now, take a velvet yarn, remove some of the stuffing to tone the volume down into a pillow. And spread it. Spread it so it looks like a pillow. Cut off what you need to cut off. And we're going to stitch those corners together. Fold it like this and stitch the pillow for the sofa. Like this. The rough side will actually help me know where to put the pillow onto the sofa. So that's what we're doing. And now we're going to just cut this here. And we're going to put it on the sofa. And if it's falling off, you can always stitch it on to keep it in its place. I added another cushion. And I've stitched on the sofa cushion in a way that it actually looks like a sofa. And now it's time for an optional step. Use markers to color it. I'm going to use pale yellow as a sofa color. Done! Now I'm going to get out Lycheemallow, Lycheemallow to test the sofa. Okay, it's a one-seater sofa, but you can repeat the steps to make it a more-seater sofa. Just have to use the velvet yarn and plastic to do it. But that was an easy hack on how to make the sofa. Time for another life hack. We're going to use this to make a table, a side table. We'll be using this plastic bottle from glue and we're going to use a wooden button to make the table out of. It will be a small side table. So we're going to stitch it on. I find this plastic easy to stitch with a strong needle, so that's what I'm doing. And the stitches should be on the side. that I will be covering up with some glued on details that will come later. Stitched on. Now I'm going to add this button to create the side tables, top shelf, stitched on in order to get this button to behave. I had to stitch it on really tightly, but it was worth it. If you've got fun buttons that you don't use a lot, you can do that side table with them. And now I'm going to give it a red outline to decorate it. And the plastic will become pink. Just to match the theme of this. Dollhouse, the Lycheemallow dollhouse. It's actually a treehouse. Okay, that's done. Time for another life hack. For the last life hack for January's monthly Dollhouse life hacks, I will make wall art using some of these clay beads you get in sets at the range. I've had them for a while. They aren't very sturdy, so I just have random uses for them. So I'm going to use these yellow flowers, but I'll also add some red to them. Done. These feel really rubbery. And now we're going to glue them onto the wall to get these into the wall art that I'm about to put on the walls in this treehouse dollhouse. So going to apply glue to the walls for some simple wall art. Just getting all the glue out of a bottle, because I have a lot of glue bottle. It's new and a lot finished almost. Waste one knot and put the wall art on the walls. There's some flowers on the walls, but this will add a bit of detail. And to get rid of the blue, I'm just going to dot some black acrylic paint over the blue just to get rid of it before it dries. Something like this. And there. Simple dollhouse wall art using beads. So Szewczaks, that's the dollhouse life hacks for January 2025. Please tell me what you think of the life hacks and everything we've done in this video. And bye, Szewczak. See you in another video. Bye.